Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. I'm running a couple minutes late and I do apologize. Let me get us on this morning. Let me get this all shared out to all of our people and so forth here. Hope everybody's having a good morning. Perhaps it's afternoon, evening where you are by the time you get to watch this. Oops. I'm just getting our links out. All right. All right, let me turn down the volume here. Get our link out. Today we're going to be talking about some fun stuff. At least what I consider fun. Let me get us to... there we go. All right, I am almost done. Having typing problems this morning. Let me get our link out here on our Facebook group. There we go. All right, well, good morning, good morning. My name is Beth Gaff, and I am the Systems Manager, Technology Trainer, and Robotics Instructor here at the Peabody Public Library. Welcome back to another session of Tech Talk Live. This is geared just for you and questions that you may have in regards to technology, computers, software, learning, whatever it is that you may have. We usually do a techie tip of the day, but again, this is all about you. So if there is something that you would like to discuss, then I encourage you to type in our chat and you can ask questions here, and then I would be able to answer those during our class session today. You can also reach me at my email. And of course, you can always go to the Peabody Public Library's website if you would like to. Oh, sorry, I typed it wrong. There we go. If you would like to see some of the other technology items that are out there for you. Today we're going to talk about operating systems or OS systems. And I hope that you're probably thinking, what the heck is this lady talking about? What is an OS system? Well, why do I need to know this? An OS system would be an operating system. And basically, it is what makes your devices function and work. Windows 10 is an operating system. Android OS is an operating system. Chrome OS is an operating system. Apple iOS is an operating system. They also have Windows 11 out now. That is also an operating system. They have Chrome OS, which is an operating system. So there's a lot of different kinds of operating systems out there. And I thought it would be kind of beneficial for us to just kind of take a look at a few of those. Let me get on one of my favorites here. It's called I'm going to turn my phone around, but it's called Gcflearnfree.org. Let me put that in our chat down here. Oops. What's great about them is that everything that they offer to you course-wise is free. It's not going to cost you anything. I really do use them for a lot of my training that I do for people. I think they do an excellent job, very professional, easy to follow, easy to learn. So I would highly encourage that. So we're going to be taking a look at that this morning. And we're going to be looking at different kinds of operating systems. And again, this is just our techie tip of the day. So you can always ask your questions in the chat, and I will be flipping back and forth to kind of see if anybody has a question. All right, there we go. I am going to turn this up just so we can hear it on the video. And I'm going to flip us around. And I'm going to flip us around.
Did you know that you and your computer speak different languages? It doesn't speak Spanish, or Swedish, or Chinese. It speaks in ones and zeros. You can't communicate directly with your computer.
Okay, I'm going to do something real quick, and let me turn this volume on. Here we go. We'll do that. How about that? Let's start this over.
Did you know that you and your computer speak different languages? It doesn't speak Spanish, or Swedish, or Chinese. It speaks in ones and zeros. You can't communicate directly with your computer, but that's where your operating system comes in. The operating system, or OS, is the program that lets you interact with your computer. Together, the operating system and computer hardware form a complete system that
trying to get a good angle.
Computer can do. There are many different operating systems. Two of the most common ones are Microsoft Windows and Mac OS. Windows comes preloaded on most personal computers, while Mac OS runs on all new Macs. Operating systems aren't just for desktop and laptop computers. Mobile devices run mobile operating systems, like Apple iOS or Google Android, which are designed for interactions with smaller touchscreens. Before downloading a new program or application, be aware that it may not be available for your operating system. Some applications work on all devices, while others only work on certain ones. So get to know your operating system to see how it works and what it can do.
Okay, let's flip you back around here. We were very close encounters there. All right, so you kind of get an idea of what an operating system is. I do want to go over, let's see if they've got anything that we can highlight on here. I love the interaction that they have on a lot of this stuff. I'm just kind of sifting through. And that's okay. So let's look at the iPhone interface. And by interface, I mean the iPhone home screen and all of its contents. Here we go. Maybe. Helps if I type the right thing in. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna flip this around again. So this is what an the Apple iOS system looks like. This is also what an iPad is going to look like as well. So although this is an iPhone, you can have cellular data on an iPad as well. You can talk on an iPad if you want to. It's a little big and gawky, but you could. But let's just go over some of these real quick here. This up here is our status bar. This is going to show us where we are as far as our service, what kind of internet we're connected to, our battery life. Notifications would be shown in this area as well. Sorry, I am so shaky this morning. I really am trying to have a steady arm here. So that's what all this would be your status bar. Then you have your apps. That's what all these are. Typically on an iOS, you're going to go to that app store, and that's where you're going to find all these. These are just shortcuts to bigger programs. So you'd be able just to tap on those, and they take you right into the program that you're looking for. This here is my home screen. And this is what holds and houses all of my applications. I also have my dock, or what's also known as a favorites. I can keep specific apps that I use regularly down in my favorites. I also have all these little dots. That just means there's more pages. So by swiping and my screen from left to right, then I'm able to see what the contents are for the rest of these dots. So that is just a basic overlook of the Apple iOS system. So now let's take a basic look at the Android OS system. And you're going to see a lot of familiar or similarities between them. However, there is differences between them. That's not what I wanted. Here we go. Sorry, I'm trying to get there. Here we go. All right, I'm going to flip this again. So this is what a typical Android OS system looks like. Now, keep in mind that there are so many Androids out there. So the pictures may vary of what exactly you're working with. But for the most part, this kind of narrows it down. So up here, once again, we have our notifications or our status area, same as it was on our Apple iOS system. Again, this is our status area. So these are notifications by swiping down from the top, just swiping down from the top. We're going to be able to see those notifications, and it shows us that here in this example. Typically, these pictures will represent one of the pictures of your apps. So therefore, it's kind of easier to follow of what kind of a notification it's trying to let you know. In this example, we can see that there's a Gmail notification and a Facebook notification. So if I was to swipe down from the top, I can see that there's my Facebook notification and this is my Gmail notification. So just keep in mind, by swiping down from the top, you're able to see those notifications. You do have widgets on here. Widgets feed you information as well as quick access. So from here, I have my Wi-Fi, my Bluetooth, my location, my sharing, as well as my brightness. Actually, I think this, what is that? Let me see. Screen brightness, Wi-Fi. I don't, if that's supposed to be a set. Okay, here's your settings. So anyway, you have a quick access down there, which is also widgets. And by feeding you information, I mean whether widgets are considered, or whether apps are considered widgets, because they're constantly feeding you information, as well as like your news feed and things like that. These are those apps we were talking about earlier. Typically on Google, you're going to go to a Play Store. If you have a Samsung, LG, Motorola, anything that's a little bit not generic, if that makes sense, then you will have access to this Play Store through Google. However, if you're using a phone that is not really on the known spectrum, then you may have a different store. It really just does depend on the phone itself. In the center here, we've got our home screen. This is what holds and houses. Obviously, we have our favorites tray. This is where all my apps would be located. So if I pushed on this, it would bring up all the apps I have on my phone. And typically, those are alphabetized. This is my navigational buttons. This takes me back. This takes me to home. And this takes me to the most recent things that I've been on. Flipping this back around. So that's a lot of information in a very short amount of time. Let me check our chat. Nobody's on. But you can rewind this, go back to this, come back to this at any time, and see what you can see about that. Okay. Okay. All right, okay. So that was, now let's take a look at Windows 10, which is just another type of operating system. Windows 10 is typically going to be on your laptops, your desktops. They're not going to be on, and by mobile device, I'm talking your cell phone or your tablet. So Windows OS, let's see if we can find what we can find about that here. Here, I meant Windows 10. Now, some of you may be on Windows 11, and I do want to briefly touch on that. Not everybody's taken the dive into that yet. Here's going to be the problem if you don't, though. Eventually, you're not going to have access to Windows 10 anymore, and you are going to have to upgrade. Some of us don't like those changes. However, it's kind of beyond our control if you want your stuff to work. I mean, sorry, can't even see me. So let me go back here. I'm just going to show you a video of Windows 10. I figured that might be the easiest. Oh, well, it helps.
Again, today I want to talk about Windows 10. Windows 10 is the most recent version of the Microsoft Windows operating system for PCs.
Actually, Windows 11
is.
is.
In mid-2015. Now, unlike previous versions of Windows, you may actually be able to upgrade to Windows 10 for free, as long as you're using a Windows 7 or Windows 8 machine, and upgrade before mid-2015.
You would be upgrading to Windows 11 now.
A lot of features and improvements over previous versions. Let's take a look. Okay, so this is the desktop of Windows 10, and it should look pretty familiar if you've ever used a version of Windows before. Here in the lower left corner, they've reintroduced the Start button, and if you click that, you'll get a Start menu, just like on older versions of Windows. From there, you can access any program on your computer. Another new feature of Windows 10 is Cortana, a virtual assistant that can help you create reminders.
Very similar to Siri or Hey Google.
A whole lot more. Cortana can also use your computer's microphone to hear and answer basic questions. For example, hey Cortana, what's the weather like today?
The forecast shows mostly cloudy skies with a high of 86 and a low of 74.
I wish that was true.
Windows 10 also includes a lot of features that make it even easier to work with multiple windows on the desktop. For example, the new Task View feature lets you quickly see all of the windows you have open and choose the one you want. You can also create virtual desktops, which allows you to keep different windows on different desktops and stay even more organized. Microsoft Edge is another big feature in Windows 10. It's meant to replace Internet Explorer as your default web browser, and in terms of speed and security, it offers a lot of improvements over IE, but you'll still be able to use Internet Explorer if you need to. I hope you can also see that Windows 10 is not like Windows 8. It's very similar to previous versions of Windows, and in general, we'd recommend that you upgrade to Windows 10 if you can. It's faster than Windows 7 or Windows 8, it's more secure, and it's more likely to be supported for much longer than those other versions. Anyway, that's all we've got, but check out the rest of our Windows 10 tutorial to learn more.
So again, very basic skills on your Windows 10. Let me get out of this. Understanding your start menu, what Cortana is, what it does. She's just a virtual assistant. Multiple desks, that's that task view he was showing you where you can jump between different window screens that you may have open. You do have an action center. Let me flip us. Your action center typically is down here in your corner. And like I'm on Windows 11, so I'm going to show you Windows 11 from my computer. However, this would give you your action center. And this just talks about the upgrading to Windows 10. So let's take a look at Windows 11 because my computer is upgraded to Windows 11. Let me get out some of this. There we go. So very similar, very, very similar. This is what Windows 11. Now you can clearly see that my start menu is no longer down here. My start menu is in the center. They've moved everything to the center. So from here, I'm able to still access all those items. So instead of them being listed for me right here, they're now all grouped together on Windows 11. You can click on more, back. I can see all my apps. This is all the programs that I have on my computer currently. So if they're not on the my main pinned, but it also shows me I can flip between my pins. Let's see how we can pin. So if I'm, oh, I did not mean to open it. If I am on, okay, right-clicking is your friend on this. Pretty much anything in Windows 10 or Windows 11 does require you to right-click, so understanding and learning how to use your mouse is going to be vital for you to get through it. So from here, I don't want to pin that one. From there, I can pin to start. So now if I go back to my start menu, there's that one that I just pinned. And that same concept, by right-clicking on it, I can also unpin it, and it's going to remove it. They've put all of my little extras down here for me instead of this way and over. So really, there's not a whole lot of a difference between Windows 11 and Windows 10 other than location. They've just moved it. And from my understanding, I'm not going to do it, but from my understanding, you can go into the settings and you can swap it so your start is back in that corner like you're used to. But I like it the way it is, so I'm going to leave mine alone. Get rid of this. All right, let's see. We got any questions this morning? We've got about our 30 minutes of tech, our techie tip is almost up here. And I got us out. I don't know why. I got to go back into YouTube. So if anybody has any questions, now would be the time for that. Because we're going to go ahead and end our session today. I've been on here for 30 minutes rambling. If you have any questions technology-wise, you can always send me an email. You can call me here at the library. Let me put my phone number on here for you. And I do work with a lot of students online. So, and it's free to you. It doesn't cost you anything. You can just get a hold of me and we can do an assessment, which is free. Find out where you are, what you need to learn, and we can start you with weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, bi-monthly. It's really up to you on how fast you want to learn things. But we can start you on technology courses for free. It's not going to cost you anything. We can do all of this virtual. So you don't even have to come into the library. I can send you videos, worksheets, handouts, anything we need to get you going, activities. I always give you homework and activities to do that you can follow up with and send back to me. All right, guys. Well, I feel like I've babbled long enough. Hopefully you understand a little bit more about some of your operating systems that you use regularly every day that you may not have known some of those little tidbits about. If you have any techie tips that you would like for me to do, go ahead and send me an email, put it in the chat, message me, whatever you need to do so I can make sure that I'm addressing those techie tips for you. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to work on more work, and I will see you very, very soon. We will be back on Tech Talk Live in November. Oh, no, we won't. There will be no November Tech Talk Live session. I do apologize. I had to move my Saturday due to equipment that we're getting installed. So, but we will be back in December on the 17th. So December 17th, mark your calendars. We'll be doing another Tech Talk session. And anything you'd like to know, send it my way. Have a great day, you guys. Bye.